Empowered STEM is an A-level course provider, and we provide A-level courses in biology, chemistry, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So today, I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk about why working harder isn't improving your teen's A-level grades. Because parents, this is a pattern that you may quietly notice that's happening with your teen. Your teen seems to be working harder than ever, but the grades aren't moving. They may be revising more, staying up later, working all weekend, trying to be disciplined. Yet, test results are just the same. The mock was disappointing. The confidence drops and the frustration rises. And as a parent, you may think, well, maybe what they need to do is just push a little harder. But often, harder isn't the answer. The core problem, parents, is this: it's effort without strategy. And at A level, effort alone stops being the differentiator. Because at GCSE, they had it mapped out. It was this: at GCSE, the teacher told you when the homework was due. They told you when the tests were coming up. They gave you the worksheets. They gave you the past paper questions to look at. Everything was spoon-fed to your teen. And working harder, working through more past paper questions could move the needle. Now, I've spoken to a lot of students, and they all tell me the same thing. Well, yes, you see, but at GCSE, as long as you went through all the papers, the past paper questions, and you memorized the mark schemes, well, you kind of deviated completely. Hi, everybody. My name's Graham Matthews, and as you know, I run Empowered STEM. And Empowered STEM is an A-level course provider, and we provide A-level courses in biology, chemistry, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So today, I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk about why working harder isn't improving your teen's A-level grades. Parents, this is a pattern that you may be quietly noticing with your teen. Your teen seems to be working harder than ever, but the grades aren't moving. But they're revising more, staying up later, trying to be disciplined, yet the test results are always the same. The mock exam was a disappointing grade. The confidence is dropping in A-level maths and A-level science, and the frustration is rising. And parents think, well, what they need to do is maybe they just need to push a little harder. But often, harder isn't the answer. The core problem is this: it's effort without strategy. At A level, effort alone stops being the differentiator. At GCSE, if your teen worked hard, they could spike the needle. In fact, they knew the harder they worked, the more past papers they reviewed, the higher the grade they could get in the final exam in GCSE maths and GCSE science. But at A level, slightly different. In A level maths and science, performance, the A and the A star, depends on precision, depends on technique, depth of understanding, examiner thinking. And if effort is not directed correctly, it becomes repetition and not improvement. And hard work and focus, it equals exhaustion without progress. So, what exactly does working harder look like from your teen's perspective? Well, teens respond to disappointing grades by rereading notes, highlighting the textbook, watching more YouTube explanations, rewriting summaries, spending longer hours revising. And they feel productive. But this work doesn't always build exam performance. Why? Because A-level exams reward application, interpretation, structured answers, timing discipline, and linking concepts together, not passive familiarity. The real issue is what's known as the performance gap. There's a hidden gap between what your teen knows and how your teen performs under exam conditions. And this gap shows up as misreading command words, missing key steps in the question, poor structure in longer answers, running out of time, panicking and losing marks they actually know. This isn't laziness, it's a strategy gap. So, what exactly improves A-star performance? Instead of working harder, high-performing students diagnose precisely. They identify patterns in lost marks. Not just, I need to revise more. They practice it deliberately. They work on specific weaknesses, timing, structure, application. They build conceptual clarity. They strengthen foundations that repeatedly cause mistakes. They train examiner thinking. They learn how marks are awarded. They develop performance stability. They practice under time conditions so pressure doesn't derail recall. And their improvement becomes targeted, and targeted effort becomes evidence. It builds evidence. Now, at Empowered STEM, you know that we teach A-level maths and science courses, and we use a pathway called the STEM path framework. Let's step through each step of the STEM path framework and apply it to this situation. Precision diagnosis. We teach your teen how to find the exact reason that marks are being lost. Conceptual recall. Rebuild the concepts that create recurring errors. Strategic revision. Practice exam-style questions aligned to weaknesses, not revise everything. Medical mindset. Detach identity from grades and focus on process and not panic. Because when effort becomes structured, confidence rises. Because progress becomes visible. So parents, what can you do this week to help your teen? Well, it comes back to the question stems. Instead of asking, have you done more revision? Which is a judgmental question. Try, what type of questions are losing your marks? Is it content, technique, or timing? What patterns keep repeating? What will you practice differently this week as compared to last week? Shift conversation from hours to strategy. And this single shift reduces pressure and increases clarity for your teen. Parents, let me give you some reassurance. Hard work is not the problem. Misapplied effort is. Your team doesn't need to try harder. They need to try smarter with structure. And once effort becomes directed, grades stop feeling random, and confidence begins to come from evidence. Now, parents, if you're watching me on the Facebook Live or you watch me on the YouTube Live, if you're on the Facebook Live, the very first thing I need you to do is to follow the business page. When you follow the business page, you'll be notified of upcoming live streams. Or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. And when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, not only will you be notified of upcoming live streams, but you'll also be able to watch all the other live streams that we do. Because every week we're always doing live streams to give parents the tips, techniques, and strategies that they need in order to help their teen earn the A and A star in A-level maths and A-level science. And if you're interested in the courses that we offer at Empower STEM and you want to learn more, there's a link in the description below the Facebook Live and on the YouTube. You can click on the link, fill out the form, and a member of my team will reach out to you, and you can have a non-sales, non-committal conversation where you can ask all the questions you want about our courses, and you can explain where your teen is academically, like the working grade in the mark book, their predicted grade, their aspirational grade, what university they want to go to, whether they want to study medicine, veterinary science, engineering, dentistry. And if you think our course is a good fit for your teen, and if we think that our course will help your teen, you have all the information that you need to make a well-informed decision. Everybody take care, and I'll see you in the next one.